Hey everybody, I just got back from CES. That was the Consumer Electronics Show that was in Las Vegas all this past week. And I did look at some cool new tech. But I spend most of my time talking to executives and going to media briefings and attending keynotes. And I was very surprised by this year's show. And it's the first time I've been to CES because I do not cover consumer technology. I cover enterprise technology. So the stuff that businesses use internally. And and at first my editors were like, do you really want to send her to this? What's going to be there for business, really? I mean, do we really care about new refrigerators or whatever, right? Not really a topic of coverage for, say, Computer World or CIO Magazine or Network World. Boy, were we wrong. This year's show was all about enterprise AI. And so that by itself was a big, huge deal. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit. And then in tomorrow's video, I'm going to talk about how what specific kind of enterprise AI is really, really getting to be the the transformative thing this year, which again was not something that I expected. All right, so let's first start out by enterprise AI and why enterprise AI is such a big deal. So, first of all, there's talk about AI bubbles, right? Is the AI investment all just a bubble and it's going to crash and nobody's going to care about it, like the metaverse or, I don't know, 3D TVs or something, right? And that's not what's happening with enterprise AI. So, companies tend to be very, very careful about how much money they put into projects. And what they do is they will put a little bit of money into a pilot project. They might do something with blockchain, or they might do something with virtual reality or augmented reality, or they might do something with something else, right? And then, first of all, they want to see, does this project pay for itself? Or could they see how this project might pay for itself in the future as the technology improves? And then the other thing they think about is, can it be applied in other areas? And the ideal technology is one that can be applied in many areas because it takes a lot of time and effort to learn how to do something, and you want to use it more than once, right? And also, if you spend a lot of money on something and you can distribute that cost among many different departments, then you're much better off than if you're spending thing that's just used in one place. Um, so that's what enterprises look at with their pilot projects, and they expect pilot projects to fail because this is new, untested technology. If their pilot projects are all succeeding, it means they're not really being innovative enough. If the only thing you do are things that you know are going to work, you're not really pushing any boundaries, right? So with AI, you had a lot of people trying it out with proof of concepts. Does this stuff even work? And then with small scale pilots, can we put this into practice? And most proof of concepts failed because they were trying AI on anything and everything to see if it would like have an impact. But they kept trying. And the reason they kept trying was because they could see how fast the technology is improving. And AI is improving faster than any technology that I've covered over the past 20 years that I've been covering enterprise technology. And because they could see how it can be used for many, many different applications. And the technology did improve, and pilots started succeeding. Well, the AI started working. But then the next question, is it economically feasible? Does this save us more money than it costs? And again, this is something where companies could look ahead and see that the prices of AI are dropping dramatically. I mean, they're dropping like 10 times tenfold a year. It's an amazing degree of competitive downward pricing pressure. And companies keep inventing new ways to make AIs cheaper. So the big headlines is how expensive AI is getting. But the thing that you're missing is that the actual computational costs of AI are just dropping because the models are getting more efficient, the computing is getting more efficient, the questions people ask are everything's getting more efficient, and the AIs are getting like really, really cheap. And so companies could see that even if the AI is not cost effective today, it will be cost effective very soon, and they could see how it can be applied to many different areas. And so they were investing. And um, if you ask companies, are any of your investments paying off yet? The vast majority of companies say yes. Now, if you ask them, is your total sum of AI investments paying off yet? The answer is no, because they keep running experiments. Every time one of these investments clicks and it's like, oh, this pilot project is good, we're going to do this, it's worth it, it's already making us money, they start doing a whole bunch more pilot projects because they can see the potential. And so the deployment of AI in the enterprises is accelerating at every single company that I talk to. And you can see this in various metrics. I mean, you can see it in surveys. CIOs are being surveyed like all the time by everybody, and their AI investments are going through the roof, and they're trying it like literally every line of business. But you also see it through like vendor reports about how many enterprise servers they're shipping, or how much computation companies are buying from AI companies. And again, this is growing faster than pretty much anything else we've ever seen. So all of that's happening. Yes, there's an AI bubble and it will crash, but just like with the internet, when there was a dot-com bubble and it crashed, it was a Wall Street bubble. It's not like a real world bubble. Even though the Wall Street bubble crashed and a whole bunch of people who were investing in crazy startups lost their money, businesses continue to use the internet. People continue to use the internet. New startups continue to emerge that use the internet. So the same thing looks like it's happening with AI. Yes, there's going to be big winners, and yes, everyone else is going to be a loser, and most people are going to invest in losers because they make up the majority of startups. We can't all be winners, and so there's going to be a crash when it all shakes out. But that's a stock market crash. That's not a real world applications kind of crash. And at CES this year, all the keynotes were about enterprise AI. We had Jensen Huang talk about AI factories. We had Roland Bush, the CEO of Siemens, talk about literal factories powered by AI. We had a bunch of AI servers being announced by Lenovo. We had so much stuff aimed at the enterprise in the keynotes. And like consumer tech was barely even mentioned. I mean, yeah, a couple of companies had some new chatbots or some new phones or whatever. Uh, but the thing is, somebody who's buying a new phone is going to spend a few $100, maybe like a couple of $1,000 if they're like super fancy. But if when a company's buying an AI server or building an AI data center or buying a new enterprise software system, they're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars or millions of dollars to do this. It's not comparable. If you're a vendor selling to big enterprise clients is where the big money is. And enterprise clients are a lot, they're different to sell to. I mean, with consumers, it's super, super competitive. It's winner takes all. Um, and consumers make their choices based on like super irrational things that don't make any sense. Whereas enterprises tend to look at the bottom line. They tend to be they tend to go with multiple vendors because they don't want to be like have a risk of being locked in to just one platform. Enterprises make good customers. They're willing to work with you. Um, and like I said, they spend a lot of money. So the fact that AI companies are heavily focused on enterprise customers is a really good sign that this technology is making people a lot of money. With consumer tech, your smart refrigerator doesn't have to make you any money, right? You buy it because it's cool, and and that's it, right? You don't buy it because you're gonna turn it into a business. Whereas with enterprise AI, you buy it because you're gonna turn it into a business and you're gonna make a lot of money with it. So so yeah, that's kind of the takeaway I got from CES this year, that AI has a real focus on business applications this year. And that was very unexpected. But happy for me because that's what I cover. I cover enterprise AI. And I think it says something about the maturity of the market. Like, we didn't get this with the metaverse. Companies tried out a few pilot projects, they really didn't go anywhere, and nobody ever talked about it again until Zuckerberg invested billions and lost it all, right? Um, or we're like with the blockchain. Can anybody name a single blockchain company? I mean, I can name a few crypto exchanges, but that's because their CEOs are in prison. Or because they had like $1 million hacked from them or something. With blockchain companies, I literally cannot name a single blockchain company, and I cover this space. And when I talk to CIOs or CTOs, like, yeah, it's not on anybody's agenda. Um, so there are technologies that I've covered that haven't gone anywhere, either because they don't make business sense, or because they're not ready for prime time, or for a multitude of other reasons. AI does make business sense. It's already ready for prime time. And there's a lot of like real world investment and applications happening in this space. So as somebody who covers AI, very interesting. Um, and definitely unexpected. I expected to just have little snippets of enterprise AI news at CES among all the consumer stuff. And really, the enterprise stuff was really front and center. Yeah. Um, yeah, so that it was a fun trip. I had a blast. I met a lot of my fellow journalists. We only see each other at conferences because we all work remotely these days. So it was nice to get out, get some exercise. It was in like three different convention venues because it's so huge, because over 100,000 people come to this and thousands of journalists. So these are like huge. The CS is a huge convention. If you ever get a chance to go, definitely go. Um, it's you definitely get a sense of like seeing the future. All right. I'll talk to you later, everybody. Bye bye.